Hi there, I'm Vincent Boss and I provide dating and self-improvement advice. And in today's podcast, we're going to be discussing what your dumper thinks of you. I provide audio coaching to help people try and get their ex back or get a new girlfriend or boyfriend. Check out my website for more details. www.dateme.tips. Please check your spam and junk folders if you are expecting an email from me. So now let's get back into today's podcast, and today we are discussing what your dumper thinks of you. So if you have been dumped and want to try to get your ex back, it's very natural to be wondering what your ex thinks of you. In today's podcast, I'm going to be explaining the 3 likely thoughts that your dumper has if and when they think of you. So let's get straight into this. And number 1 is pity. So pity is something that no self-respecting dumpee would hope that their dumper feels for them when they think back to the relationship and starts to wonder how they are doing. A dumpee should not be wanting their ex the dumper to pity them, because although it might come across as a caring thought, it is not a thought but is going to help you get your ex back. If somebody feels pity for somebody, then they do not find them attractive. It's not an attractive thought, it's not an attractive feeling. It is a feeling of pity due to the fact that they're feeling sorry for their dumpee. So contrary to popular belief, most dumpers do not want to hurt their dumpee. Most dumpers do not want to cause pain after the relationship has ended. You've got to understand that a dumper will end a relationship because they feel that their life is not being fulfilled in this current connection. This doesn't mean that they want to hurt their dumpee. So in the vast majority of instances, a dumper is feeling quite bad about ending that relationship because although it's not working for them, they don't want to cause the pain that they can see that they're causing. And hence, the first thought, the first feeling, the first idea that I need to be explaining to you right now that a dumper might have for you, the dumpee, is pity. Now, pity is mainly felt when the dumper believes that the dumpee is not doing very well after the breakup. So if a breakup was quite messy, if the dumpee got overly emotional, if the dumpee begged, pleaded, and reasoned with their ex after the breakup going forward, after the breakup had settled, after everything was clear that there was no going back, if the dumpee consistently chased their ex, begged, pleaded, reasoned, said things such as, I can't live my life without you, I can't move forward in a positive way without you, all of those types of things are going to create a sense of pity that the dumper feels when they think of their ex. And this is not the type of thought and feeling that you want the dumper to be feeling and thinking if you want to try to get them back. So if you want to try to get your dumper back, you must make sure that they aren't feeling pity. And I've given lots of advice, hints and tips in other podcasts about what you can do to make sure as a dumpee, you are not presenting yourself as a low-value individual. Because ultimately, low-value dumpees are the ones which pity will be the feeling that the dumper has. Okay, so if you don't want those thoughts and feelings, please make sure you subscribe, ring the bell for notifications here on my YouTube channel, because you can check out the various podcasts, the various playlists that I've done, which will explain to you in depth what you can do to make sure you are not a low-value individual. So point number 1, the first thought that a dumper may have for their dumpee is pity. So now let's get into point number 2 and the second point of today's podcast about what your dumper thinks of you. And point number 2 is pleasant thoughts. So although this sounds positive, once again, this is not going to help you get your ex back. Yes, it's a step up from point number 1, but pleasant thoughts is very much platonic. In essence, this is when a dumper will look back of a relationship with a smile. They'll look back with a smile, but they are not feeling desire. They are not missing their ex, or if they are, it's just a very light thoughtful kind of missing. It's nothing which is passionate. It's nothing that's full of desire and want. Instead, it's where the dumper can look back at the connection and think, you know what, we had some good times together. It was really nice. But they are saying this now in a platonic way. So if you want to try to get your ex back, although pleasant thoughts is the right direction, you might say, it's certainly not what you want your ex to be thinking of you. Because if your dumper only feels pleasant thoughts with no passion, with no missing, with no regret, then this is not going to get your ex back. All it's going to do is when your ex speaks about their previous relationships to a new partner they might meet, they're just going to say, look, I had a really good relationship with this person. It didn't work out, but I wish them the best. Now, it is a step up from point number one, because they're not necessarily worried about your state of mind. In point number one, they would be actively worried and concerned for your well-being. In point number two, they're not necessarily worried. They know that you're going to get on just fine, but they believe that you are not right for each other. So they are pleasant thoughts. They smile when they think about your connection. They are happy that they was with you for that period of their life, but they don't want you back. Okay? So they're not worried about you. They know you're going to find somebody else. They know you're going to be fine, but they are not missing you. They're not jealous at that thought that you might meet someone else. They are just happy they was with you during that time, and they are now happy to be out of that connection. So although it's positive, it's always good for somebody to have pleasant thoughts about you, much more than negative thoughts, of course, but there is not the burning desire that you will need if you want your ex to try to reconnect with you. If you are a dumpee and you want to try to get your ex back, you need them to be feeling more than pleasant thoughts. So now let's move into point number three and the final point of today's podcast about what your dumper thinks of you. And point number three is missing you. So whereas point numbers 1 and 2 are not going to help you try and get your ex back, if your ex dumper is feeling point number 3, if they are feeling a missing you, a desire that I just explained was missing from point number 2, this will be here in point number 3. Missing you is a craving. It is the type of feeling that a dumpee has at the time of a breakup. The tables have turned. Everything's flipped around. And at this point in time, the dumper is craving, is desiring, is missing their former partner. Now, if you can get your ex into this mindset, you stand a fantastic chance of one day reconnecting, because this is when the dumper would likely reach out to their ex, the dumpee. At this moment in time, there is a high possibility they will want to reconnect. And then if a dumpee can navigate the communication stage effectively, this is when they can move into the meeting stage and eventually reconnect, growing a brand new relationship on stronger foundations. So if you want to try to get your ex back after you have been dumped, this is the thought that you need your ex, the dumper, to have. You need them to be missing you. Again, I've explained in depth lots of hints, tips and advice of what you can do to try to move your ex-dumper into this mindset. I've explained this all in various podcasts, playlists. Please subscribe. Please ring that bell for notifications. Be a member of my YouTube channel and you will find out all of the information you need to try to push forward to give you a positive future. Now, it's important for me to say, of course, that there is no 100% guaranteed way to get your ex back. Nothing works 100% of the time and nothing fails 100% of the time. All we can do is try and increase our chance to get success. If we can increase the chance of success, we will of course improve the possibility of us finding happiness and either getting our ex back or finding somebody even better. But nothing can be guaranteed. That is why you can't clock watch. That is why you can't wait around. You must move forward with positivity and live your life, because you can't get your ex back definitively no matter what you do. All you can do is increase the chances of success by doing everything right. If you do enough of the right things, you stand a much better chance of getting your ex back than if you don't do enough of the right things. It's as simple as that. It's a simple equation. Do enough positive things and you are more likely to get positive results. If you believe that this podcast has helped you, then please consider buying me a coffee. The link to do so is in the description.
Yeah, if you miss your ex, we can help with that. Help you get him back, or we can help find you someone else. Yeah, Vincent, the relationship coach, giving you some insight, bringing you a new approach. DateMe.tips, go and check the site, giving you advice, helping with your love life. Get your ex back or move to the next. Ain't no sweat, you know Vincent got you. Finding love ain't no problem. Yeah, DateMe.tips, check it out now.